Welcome to the SuperRenders Farm. Today's video will provide you with a total view of the Simulate Local Path function. Why do you need it? While packaging projects, most assets and settings paths are relative, but occasionally, absolute paths are required. Typically, projects involve Anima plugin, Substance assets, Alembic cache in Maya, and Corona 4K cache in Cinema 4D. This function helps simulate the absolute paths needed during rendering, which in turn minimizes errors and saves time. There are two ways to upload a file or folder with absolute path. First method via SuperRenders client app. Look at the interface of the render app on screen. I have a project folder contains lots of asset files. In this tutorial, I want to upload an asset with the following path from my computer to the render farm. In the SRF Spaces tab, click the Upload button. A pop-up appears. Auto Keep Local Path is used to simulate an absolute path just like one on my computer. You can seamlessly access and work with your files without any disruption or need for manual adjustments. So, ensure to enable the Auto Keep Local Path checkbox. Select Add Files or Add Folders to open files or folders selection windows to upload. I will choose two project folders that contain the asset files I want to upload with absolute paths. Then, relax and wait for the results. Done. Let's see what we have with Auto Keep Local Path function. The uploaded folder has been replicated exactly as on your computer. Here is the specific asset file that I intend to upload from my personal computer onto the render farm. Take note of its path within the render farm and compare it with the corresponding location on my local. Correct, the two paths are identical. We can ensure precise file transfer and maintain a seamless workflow between on the local machine and render farm. Let's proceed to the other method, uploading a file or folder with an absolute path through the website. Copy the local directory of folder containing the asset file you want to upload with absolute path. Go to the SRF Spaces page and click Create Folder. Input the local directory copied to create an absolute path. Then click Save and navigate to the recently created folder in SRF Spaces. Select Upload. In a similar way to the first method, select the necessary project files and wait for the machine to upload them. Let's quickly perform a test with the example asset file from method 1 to see if the two paths are the same or not. Take a look at the path I zoomed out on the SRF Space screen and the path of the project file on your machine. They are completely identical, aren't they? These are the two available methods for uploading a folder using an absolute path. However, I would advise you to download the app for enhanced convenience and usability. Please note that Simulate Local Path feature support simulates Windows path only, and the absolute path under C hard drive is not supported. Thank you for watching the video.